Have you ever been in that moment? You're at a networking event, maybe it's your first day at a new job, or perhaps you just like run into an old friend out of the blue,
Oh, yeah.
and that moment comes. You need to kick off a conversation. Sometimes it's easy, the words just flow, but other times, well, you just can't seem to find the right ones.
It's such a universal feeling, isn't it? That little bit of hesitation. It can feel like it makes all the difference, not just finding words, but maybe missing a connection.
Exactly. And that's why this deep dive is really for you, our listener. Whether you're aiming to ace a meeting, feel a bit more comfortable in social spots, or just sound more natural in your everyday chats, we think we've got something for you.
We've pulled together insights from a few different places.
Yeah, we've got a stack of sources, practical career guides, some really interesting language lesson deep dives, basically unpacking the best ways to start and keep conversations flowing. We want to go beyond the obvious, give you those aha
Hmm.
moments.
So today, we're looking at Indeed.com's guide on conversation starters. Just super practical.
Mm.
Then there's a great YouTube exploration of everyday English expressions,
Right.
and even some advice from English Class 101 about tackling that uh, conversational anxiety.
Hmm.
Together, they really offer a solid toolkit for anyone wanting to get better at, well, the art of the chinwag.
Okay, let's unpack this. It's such a common challenge, isn't it, starting a chat? And our sources have some truly golden nuggets here.
And what's fascinating, I think, is how these different sources, even though they have varied focuses, career, language learning, they kind of converge on similar core ideas about connection and communication.
It's not just the words.
No, exactly. It's the spirit behind them, too.
So let's dive into the fundamentals then. Starting a conversation. The first sort of big takeaway seems to be all about mindset, like don't be shy, or, as one source puts it quite cleverly, just pretend that you're not shy.
Yeah, that's a really powerful mental shift, isn't it? The initial hurdle is often psychological, it's internal, not really about your vocabulary list.
Right.
Speaking a new language, or even just starting a conversation sometimes, can feel, well, nerve-wracking. But the sources really stress it's not a big deal, not in the grand scheme. So even if you feel shy, just pretending you're confident for those first few minutes can totally change how the interaction feels and how it goes.
I find that really liberating, actually. It's like giving yourself permission to fake it till you make it, in a way. And the sources even mention you might find you have a slightly different personality when speaking another language, maybe more outgoing.
It happens.
So for you, the listener, just imagine how that mental shift could change your approach right away. It's not about waiting for perfect grammar. It's just daring to, initiate.
Holding on that mindset. Okay, once you're ready to actually say something,
Yeah.
simple observational starters are like your best friend.
Okay.
Just make a simple comment about something happening in the surroundings, something the other person can clearly see and can easily agree on.
Like, oh, did you see that guy with the crazy hat? Or maybe if you're watching something, whoa, did you see that play?
Right? It's so effortless. It sort of tests the waters, doesn't it? See if the other person wants to chat without putting too much pressure on anyone. Low stakes, but really effective.
Yeah, yeah.
And while you're doing that, remember to frame things as indirect questions. Avoid the really direct ones like, do you think it's hot? Apparently that can sound very strange.
A bit abrupt.
Yeah, maybe. Instead, try something like, oh, it's pretty hot today, right? It's just more casual, a little bit more informal, and it gently invites agreement rather than like demanding an opinion straight off.
That makes sense. Okay, another really good strategy highlighted is the power of asking for help or offering it.
Oh, this is a great one. It's such a natural way to build rapport.
How so?
Well, it makes you seem likable, helps you earn the trust of the other person,
Mm-hmm.
and importantly, it can make them feel helpful, which people generally like.
Okay, so give me an example.
Think like, do you know if the regional director will speak after the opening session? Or maybe, can I help you file away some of those binders? Even just, could you tell me where this conference room is located?
Right. Simple stuff.
Yeah, and asking for help, interestingly, it puts you in a slightly vulnerable position,
Mm.
which kind of paradoxically makes you seem more approachable, more
Huh.
human.
Huh. Okay. What about compliments? They seem like a good way in.
They can be, definitely. Complimenting someone can brighten their day and boost their confidence.
Mm.
But there's a right way and maybe a less right way,
Okay.
especially highlighted in, say, British culture. It's generally better to compliment someone's work presentation accessories, like a tie or a bag, rather than their personal appearance.
Ah, to avoid making things potentially uncomfortable.
Exactly. So instead of focusing on how someone looks, maybe try, I thought you gave a great presentation this morning, or that bag is lovely. Where'd you get it from? It
Yes.
just keeps the focus external, professional, safer ground, usually.
Got it. Okay, now for the direct approach. Just introducing yourself.
Yeah, that's a straightforward way to show your interest.
Yeah.
But context is really key here.
When does it work best?
It's really suitable if you just started in a new role, for example, or if you're at a social event where you're there to meet people, like a conference mixer.
So you could say,
Something like, hi, I'm Lisa. I'm new to the team and wanted to introduce myself.
yeah.
Simple. Or at events, you could introduce yourself energetically and then immediately ask a question about where you are.
Yeah.
Is this your first time here? Or how did you find out about this event?
Mm.
It just creates that immediate shared context for the chat to build on.
Right, right. And speaking of shared context, finding common ground, that's another big one. If you know someone shares something in common, you should reference it as your talking point.
Yeah, like when was the last time you saw our friend Rachel? Or maybe, how do you like working in the Philly office? It just creates that instant little
Yeah.
connection. Or asking an opinion. That shows you value and are interested in what they have to say. Just, choose topics relevant to the moment.
Like, how do you like the coffee from the new cafe? Or even, are those brand name shoes? Are they comfortable?
Exactly. Low risk, get them talking. And then just generally show genuine interest.
People like talking about themselves, right?
Yeah, definitely. Our sources remind us people naturally like talking about themselves. So if you can naturally bring up a topic you know the person is passionate about, they'll likely open up.
So, noticing a band t-shirt, have you been to one of their shows? Or I saw on the welcome email that you just moved here from Barbados. What is it like there?
Perfect. You're giving them an opening to share something about them, their interests, family, experiences.
Okay. And then the ultimate fallback.
Ah, yes. The weather. If all else fails, you can always comment on the weather. It's genuinely one of the easiest ways to get someone talking.
And it can lead anywhere, can it?
Absolutely. It can segue into loads of other topics. And, Brits are apparently famous for always talking about the weather.
So just a simple, it's a beautiful day, isn't it? Or, can you believe all the snow we're getting?
Exactly. And for you, our listener, while we can't list all the weather words now, think about using more expressive ones sometimes, like boiling or Baltic, instead of just hot or cold. Adds a bit of flavor. We'll link the full list from our sources in the show notes.
Good idea. Okay, what about humor? Can that work?
It can be incredibly effective,
Yeah.
but you need to be careful.
Why is that?
Well, humor is just so culturally specific, isn't it? Jokes can easily fall flat or just seem cheesy or even cringe.
Yeah, I've been there.
We all have. So the best advice from the sources is to try to find something funny to say about the situation you're in.
Okay, situational humor. Like at a conference, maybe a light joke about the coffee or the length of the speeches.
Exactly. Or, if the office printer is acting up again, a gentle joke about its personality. But here's a really interesting, maybe more advanced tip.
Phew.
Tell an embarrassing story about yourself.
Really? Self-deprecation.
Yes, this self-deprecation makes you seem instantly vulnerable and look like a normal person. It's often much more interesting than a story about something good happening.
Huh. I can see that. Like, I once told someone how I tried to unlock the wrong silver car in a huge parking lot for ages.
See? Perfect. It breaks the ice, makes you relatable. Everyone's done something similar. It invites connection through that shared, slightly awkward humanity.
Okay, I like that. Now, crucially, what if you try all this and the person just doesn't respond well?
Ah, yes. The counter tip. This is vital. Don't take it personally if the person doesn't want to talk.
Easier said than done sometimes, though.
It really is.
Mm.
But they might genuinely be busy or having a terrible day, or maybe they literally don't know who that person is they just bumped into. You just don't know.
So don't immediately think, oh, my English is so bad.
Please don't. It likely has nothing to do with you or your English skills. It's about their internal state, their situation. True liberation comes when you internalize that.
That's a powerful message. But I imagine, for someone who is genuinely shy or anxious about their English, just knowing that might not be enough, how do you actually internalize it?
That's a fair point. The sources suggest focusing on your effort rather than the outcome. Your role is to make the attempt, to reach out. You can't control their response.
So view each attempt as practice.
Exactly. Build resilience one small interaction at a time. It's as much about developing emotional intelligence as it is about language skills.
Okay. So, mindset sorted, opening lines practiced. Let's pivot slightly. Navigating formal versus informal interactions. This feels tricky. Getting the vibe right.
It is important, absolutely. The wrong greeting, for instance, can immediately signal a mismatch, can't it?
Definitely. So, what's the guidance?
Well, for greetings, formality is key. Formal situations, stick to good morning, afternoon, evening. You can add sir or madam for like high respect situations, customer service maybe, but mostly just good morning is fine.
And if someone greets you formally?
Just reply in kind. Good morning. Simple, polite.
Okay. And informal?
Much more relaxed. You can drop the good just morning or use hello, hi, hey. And our sources highlighted some fun regional British ones too.
Ah, yes, the all right duck.
Yeah. Or hi, pet in the Northeast. How can I help you, hen? In Glasgow. Also things like hiya, love or hi, hun.
So the key is to listen first.
Definitely.
Yes.
Listen to how they greet you and try to match their level. It instantly shows you're comfortable and helps you blend in.
Right. And introductions follow the same logic.
Pretty much. Formally. Let me introduce myself. My name is, or I would like to introduce myself. Replies are like, it's a pleasure to meet you or nice to meet you.
And informally.
Just my name's. Or I'm.
Yeah.
And replies like, nice, good to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
Context dictates everything.
Okay. Now, the classic how are you? This seems simple, but our sources had some really crucial points here, didn't they?
Yes, this is the big one for listeners to catch.
Yep.
Generally, how are you is not how you start a conversation with a complete stranger.
Why not?
It's more for people you already know. Using it with someone new can sound too familiar, maybe a little confusing. Strangers don't always want to share how they're doing right off the bat, and that's fair enough.
So when do you use it?
Formally, with someone you know. How are you? Or perhaps, are you well? And typical answers are, I'm doing very well, thank you, or I'm fine, thank you. And it's always polite to ask back. And how are you?
Okay. But informally, there are loads more options, right?
Oh, tons. How's it going? How are
Yeah.
things with you? How's tricks? How's life treating you? Or even just a super casual, all right.
And the replies can be more varied, too.
Yeah. Great. Fantastic. Thanks. Good. Thanks for asking. Can't complain. Not too bad, thanks. Or even a really positive one like, couldn't be better.
And asking back.
Simple things like, and you. How about yourself? What about you? Work perfectly.
And there was that interesting point about dropping words in informal questions.
Well, yeah, that's a neat feature of informal spoken English. We often drop auxiliary verbs like do, did, have, be, and the subject you.
So instead of, are you enjoying the party?
Just enjoying the party. Or instead of, have you been up to much recently? If it has been up to much recently.
Makes it sound much more natural, quicker.
It does. Just remember, this usually only works with you. It doesn't apply to questions about haysight or questions using will.
This really brings up the question then. How do we actually learn to adapt our communication like this? It seems mastering these subtle social cues is just as vital as the words themselves.
Absolutely. It's about signaling that you understand the social context, that you're comfortable, which actually leads us nicely into icebreakers in choosing topics.
Right. So what exactly do our sources mean by small talk and icebreakers? Are they the same thing?
Pretty similar. Small talk is general conversation about unimportant things, basically to make people feel relaxed before maybe diving deeper. Icebreakers are those specific conversation starters designed to, well, break the ice, get things moving smoothly.
Okay. And Indeed.com had a list of icebreaker questions.
Yeah, a great list of 15. We won't read them all. You can find the link in the show notes, but a couple really stood out for sparking good chat.
Like which ones?
Well, what are you currently reading? Often leads to interesting discussions about interests, you know?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Or if you could pick up a certain skill instantly, what would it be? That tells you a lot about someone's aspirations quite quickly.
I like that. Or maybe, what's the most memorable vacation you've ever taken? People usually love talking about travel.
Always a winner. Okay, so beyond specific questions, what are the generally best topics to start with?
Indeed suggests family can be good if you keep the questions respectful and not too intimate.
Right.
Sports, usually a safe bet. If someone's interested, people get passionate. Entertainment, like TV shows, films. Current news can work, but again, the source strongly warns avoid politics in the workplace especially.
Makes sense. and discussing work itself, duties, the company.
Generally safe, yeah.
Okay, so what should we absolutely not bring up?
The sources are very clear here. Avoid salary or benefits discussions.
Definitely.
Politics, religion, age don't ask, controversial topics in general, and gossip.
Yeah, stay away from negativity.
Exactly. The key takeaway is avoid any negative conversations that might make people upset. You want to keep your conversation starters positive. It's about building bridges, not walls.
It really is about being intentional, isn't it?
Mhm.
Knowing what not to say is just as important as knowing what to say for a good interaction.
Spot on. Okay, now for something really fun. Let's do a proper deep dive into some common colloquial expressions. These are the phrases that, native speakers use all the time without even thinking about it.
The ones that make your English sound truly friendly and relaxed. They help with the flow, the expressions, and the rhythm.
Okay, first up, a real classic for when you reconnect with someone. I haven't seen you in ages.
Right. It literally means it's been a long time since you saw someone. But the nuance is key. It adds this extra warmth, doesn't it? It feels more emotional.
It's like a friendly exaggeration.
Exactly. To show surprise or excitement. It immediately opens the door to a conversation and shows you care. You could use it with friends, neighbors, even the local shopkeeper.
Nice. Okay, next, run into someone.
This means to see someone you know. But crucially, it wasn't planned. It just happened by chance, completely unexpected.
So it's not physically bumping into them?
No, it's just a very common, friendly way of saying, I saw someone I know unexpectedly. You hear it all the time in stories. You'll never guess who I ran into. Could be happy, could be awkward.
Got it. How about what's up? Seems ubiquitous.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's basically a very relaxed way of saying, hi, how are you? Or what are you doing?
But it's not asking for a big answer.
No, exactly. That's the nuance. It's not really meant to start a deep, serious conversation. It's very low pressure, often just a quick greeting between friends, classmates, maybe coworkers.
And typical replies?
Super simple, not much, just working, all good. It's very informal, so definitely avoid it in like a job interview or with a stranger you've just met.
Okay, catch up. That sounds useful.
Oh, it's fantastic for reconnecting. It means let's spend time together and basically share what we've missed. Talk about news, updates, life changes. It's like reconnecting the pieces, filling in the blanks.
Sounds warm, casual.
Very much so. And it's not just for big life events. It could be the small stuff, too. You'd say, let's catch up soon, or we really need to catch up.
Can you use it different ways?
Yeah, it works as a verb. I caught up with a friend yesterday. And also as a noun, that was such a nice catch-up we had. It can also mean getting up to speed on work, but we're focusing on the social side here.
Right. Okay, what about for the time being?
This one means for now, or at the moment, but it has this added layer. It implies it's temporary, that it might not last forever.
Ah, so it's like a gentle way of saying, let's see how long this lasts.
Exactly. It gives you a bit of an escape plan in your statement. You hear it for habits, routines, work situations. I'm working part-time for the time being. Or I'm staying with a friend just for the time being. Gives flexibility.
Useful. Okay, trendy. We hear that a lot.
Yep. Means fashionable, modern, or popular at the moment. Comes straight from the word trend, obviously.
Is it always a compliment?
Not necessarily. That's the nuance. It can be a compliment, but depending on the tone, it could imply something is a little too popular, or maybe the quality isn't the main focus. Trends change fast, right?
True.
So sometimes it's used in a slightly joking way. You talk about trendy clothes, trendy cafes, trendy lifestyles.
Yeah.
That new coffee shop is really trendy.
And the opposite of trendy might be?
Run-of-the-mill. This means ordinary, average, not very special. Just meh. Nothing exciting, nothing that stands out.
Is that rude?
Not really, no.
Right.
It's not insulting, just an honest way to say, this didn't really excite me. It's quite a subtle way to give a neutral or slightly negative opinion.
Where does it come from?
Apparently from factories, like a standard product coming down the line, the run-of-the-mill, nothing custom or special. So you might say, the hotel was fine, pretty run-of-the-mill, or his presentation was okay, kind of run-of-the-mill.
Got it. Okay, how about before you knew it? I hear that in stories.
Yes. It means something happened quickly, almost without me noticing. Like, time seems to fly by.
Right.
It's often used in positive or lighthearted situations. It adds a nice rhythm and flow to a conversation. Can convey surprise, reflection, maybe a bit of nostalgia.
Examples?
Like, you blink and it's Monday, before you know it, the weekend is over. Or, I started reading one chapter and before you knew it, it was midnight.
Ah, yes. Okay, a step in the right direction. That sounds positive.
It is. It means you've done something small that moves you closer to a goal, a solution, or just a better place. Even if you're not there yet, it's progress.
So it's encouraging.
Very much so. It acknowledges things aren't perfect yet, but this is helping. It's gentle, kind, and realistic. Focuses on those small wins.
How would you use it?
For personal goals, maybe.
Hmm.
Going for that walk today was a step in the right direction for getting back into a routine. Or reading that article was a step in the right direction for improving your English. You can use it to encourage others, too.
Nice. And what are you up to? That sounds like, what's up?
Similar, but slightly different focus. It specifically asks what they are doing, either right now or about their future plans, like for the weekend.
Still casual, though.
Oh yeah, very casual conversation. It's short, natural, and flexible. And importantly, it doesn't ask for a deep answer.
So, hey, what are you up to? Or what are you up to this weekend?
Exactly. Answers can be simple. Not much, just working. Definitely informal.
Okay, last one. Have my fingers crossed.
Ah, a lovely one. It means really hoping that something goes well. You're trying to send good luck.
Where does that come from?
It's an old idea, crossing your fingers physically for good luck. So the phrase carries that warm, hopeful expression. You can even do the action while saying it.
Shows you care.
Definitely. It's encouraging and it shows you care. You use it for auditions, job interviews, exams, travel plans, just hoping for general good news. I'll have my fingers crossed that the weather holds out for your trip.
So what does this all really mean then, having these phrases?
It means we've got this whole extra toolkit, doesn't it? Phrases that go beyond just the literal meaning to make you sound, well, more like a native speaker, more natural.
Right. It highlights just how rich colloquial language is. Understanding these isn't just about translation.
No, it's about grasping those subtle emotional cues, the social signals they carry.
Yeah.
That's where real fluency starts to develop, I think.
Definitely. Okay, so we have the words, the phrases, but conversation is more than just talking, right? It's about showing interest, too.
Absolutely crucial. It's not just what you say, but how you signal you're engaged, listening.
What do the sources suggest?
Well, first, the nonverbal stuff. Simple things. Nod your head to show you're following. Maintain eye contact, comfortably, of course, to show you're paying attention.
And verbally.
Use words and short phrases to show that you are interested and express emotions. Keep the energy up.
What kind of phrases work well? For surprise or interest?
Simple ones are best. Really. Wow, you're kidding or you're joking. No way. Even a simple, oh my God. They just keep the conversation flowing and show you're reacting.
Mm-hmm. And what about showing sympathy or empathy if someone shares something difficult?
This is so important for connection. Phrases like, that's terrible, or a bit more formal but very sincere, I'm so sorry to hear that. Also, that's awful, or that's such a shame.
They show you're not just hearing but feeling with them.
Exactly. You're connecting on that emotional level, which builds trust and rapport.
Wow, okay. What a deep dive that was. We've covered so much ground today.
We really have.
Thinking back, we explored that whole power of mindset, didn't we? Just deciding to start, then the art of the perfect opening line. Lots of options there.
Yeah. And the importance of adapting to formality, matching the energy.
And that whole treasure trove of colloquial expressions, the ones that make conversations feel genuinely natural.
So you've got concrete tips now, what to say, what questions work, even what topics maybe to steer clear of sometimes. All aimed at building that positive interaction, that rapport.
But you know, the real deep dive doesn't actually end here with us talking.
No, it starts now.
It begins when you, our listener, step out and actually try some of these techniques. Remember, conversation, it isn't just about swapping words back and forth. It's really about building bridges between people.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe think, what specific small step will you take this week? How can you apply just one of these insights to truly connect with someone?
Will you brave that comment about the weather?
Yeah.
Test out one of those icebreaker questions we liked?
Or maybe even share a slightly embarrassing but totally relatable story to break the ice?
Because the true measure of being well-informed, of really learning something, isn't just knowing the facts, is it?
No, it's using them to enrich your world, connect better, make your interactions just that little bit smoother, that little bit warmer.